The dog that was saved from inside a shipping container last month has arrived at a rescue, and they've just made a big announcement that means she'll be in foster care just a little bit longer before going to her forever home. On January 31st, members of the U.S. Coast Guard were doing routine random inspections of shipping containers, and they noticed some scratching sounds coming from one at the very top of a stack. So they lowered the container to inspect it, and once they opened the door, this dog poked her head out from inside. The container she was in was from Houston, and it was full of cars from a junkyard that were about to be shipped overseas. While they don't know exactly how she got into the shipping container in the first place, the theory is that she might have been living in one of those junkyard cars when the container was loaded. She'd been in there without food or water for at least a week, and she couldn't have been more happy to see her rescuers, who named her Connie the container dog. They quickly got Connie to a vet to receive care, and she was later transferred to Forever Changed Animal Rescue in Maryland via private jet flown there by volunteer pilots. And Forever Changed Animal Rescue has just announced that Connie is expecting puppies. This little dog clearly fought to survive, not just for her sake, but for the sake of her puppies too. She's now in the best hands, and she'll be residing with the vet who partners with the animal rescue for the duration of her pregnancy. A Seattle woman is fighting a losing battle against a wild raccoon for the title of her parents' favorite child. Stacy Rost says that her parents lost their dog recently and that her stepdad, Rick, has unfortunately found the worst way to cope. He has named a local raccoon Little Rick, aka Raccoon, and he now feeds him breakfast every morning. Little Rick now lives on the couple's porch, and they're so enamored with him that Stacy is growing concerned that the raccoon is working her out of the will. Apparently, Stacy's parents first saw Little Rick as a young raccoon with a foot injury, watched him recover, and became attached. Stacy says that her mom claims she's against the whole thing, but that she believes she's lying and is actually in cahoots with her stepdad. She's offered to help her parents find another pet like a cat or a dog, but they claim they don't want another pet. However, the evidence suggests otherwise, as Little Rick now has his own dog toys and receives a fresh egg meal and multiple snacks per day. They watch him enjoy himself from inside the house, but Little Rick now comes up to the windows to ask for attention. Stacy says Little Rick's puppy dog eyes are not to be trusted, but she has woefully accepted her place as second favorite child for now. Chunk the groundhog steals fruits and vegetables and shamelessly eats them while he's plopped down right in front of a security camera, and he's teaching his family to do the same. Gardener Jeff has grown fresh fruits and vegetables for decades, but in all of his years, he's never met a match quite like Chunk. At first, Chunk made himself known by sampling each vegetable with a single bite. This left Jeff finding not just one or two fully eaten vegetables, but rather an entire garden of produce sporting just one signature missing chunk. Frustrated, Jeff set up a security camera, but he couldn't have anticipated the sheer audacity of the little nibbler, who seemed to love to show off all the loot he was eating right in front of the camera. And what Jeff expected even less was the way that seeing Chunk on that security camera would change his entire perspective about what he would have previously considered a pest. He couldn't help but find the little guy charming, and he started to really look forward to seeing him. And when the garden became Chunk's new favorite date night spot and he started bringing his girlfriend Nibbles along, Jeff knew he wouldn't be chasing them away. Instead, he expanded his garden and he protected his own crops but created a whole new unprotected section complete with a picnic table specifically for the chunks. Soon, the couple welcomed baby chunks, Nugget, Chip, and Chibbles. Jeff says that he's learned so much about coexisting with wildlife, he doesn't consider them pests, saying that after all, it's their land too, and he just put a garden on it. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day, and you can see more from the chunks on their tagged page.